First, give the channel a like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because what you learn here can completely change your perspective on success, discipline, and money. This content is for those who want to get off autopilot and finally take control of their own path. Now stop for a moment and ask yourself, why do a few manage to reach the top, while a majority remain stuck at the starting point? We're not talking about luck, inheritance, or extraordinary talent. What distinguishes the top one from the rest is something you can copy. If you're willing to accept the reality, success requires discipline, focus, and daily consistency. While many wait for the perfect motivation or a magical opportunity, true winners dedicate themselves to shaping their reality with deliberate practice, simple habits, and a growth mindset that accepts no excuses. They understand that being a millionaire by 2025 isn't about dreaming, but about structure, action, and a distraction-proof routine. In this video, you will discover the 5 most powerful habits that the most successful figures apply daily. Yes, habits. They're not mystical secrets. They're not shortcuts. They're practical tools you can put into practice today, even if you're starting from scratch. If you're tired of trying and giving up, of feeling like you're working hard and getting little, stay with me, because what you're about to hear could, honestly, be the turning point. But beware, this isn't for those looking for a magic formula. It's for those ready to play seriously. Have you ever imagined there's a kind of secret society, not of wealthy heirs or privileged geniuses, but of ordinary people who decided to live with unwavering discipline? They don't appear on magazine covers every day, but they're behind the most successful transformations you've ever seen. This one doesn't wait for luck. They build results through routine, focus, and absurd perseverance. The truth is that success is rarely based on extraordinary talent. It's born in quiet mornings of hard work, in difficult decisions that no one sees. These people live with a growth mindset, practicing what needs to be done even when no one is watching. They don't need to appear productive because they are productive. Although most people procrastinate, they accumulate habits that take them further and further. Want a practical example? Think of someone who wakes up every day at 5 a.m. to study, train, or write a business plan. Does that seem excessive? For them, it's routine. Discipline shapes the environment, and the environment shapes the results. They have such a solid personal structure that not even the loudest distraction can divert their attention from what really matters. This kind of mindset isn't something you're born with. It's trained like a muscle. It starts with small actions, organizing your day, keeping a promise, turning off your phone for 2 hours to focus on a goal. And from there, you create a chain of consistent decisions that lead you to high performance. This is how you become part of the one. The most interesting part? Anyone can be part of this. You don't need an invitation or approval. You just need to want more from your life and take it seriously. The real one aren't special. They simply decided to stop reacting and start creating. And that's perhaps the simplest and most overlooked secret of all. There comes a point where the difference between those who win and those who quit lies no longer in talent or resources, but in the mindset. A growth mindset is the key. Those who reach the top are those who, even in the face of chaos, stay focused, adjust their course, and keep going. Not because success is guaranteed, but because they believe it will be. They will exercise, no matter what happens. This has a name: irrational optimism. It's the inner strength that drives you to keep going even when everything around you tells you to stop. It's when you bet on yourself, even without all the pieces of the puzzle. This blind faith, accompanied by action and perseverance, becomes a driving force for high performance. And it's not an illusion, it's a choice. It's a mental attitude that is trained day after day. People with a growth mindset see failure as part of the process, not as an end. They don't victimize themselves. They don't sabotage themselves. They ask themselves, what is this trying to teach me? It's as if each challenge is a personal trainer for the mind, developing resilience, creativity, and clarity. While some people give up in the face of an obstacle, others grow from it. And the most interesting part? This mindset doesn't rely on grand achievements to get started. It starts with the smallest things, finishing what you started. keeping a promise you made to yourself, humbly correcting a mistake. Small internal victories build the confidence that then allows you to face big external battles without having to appear strong, but by being truly strong. So, if you're looking for a mental shortcut to success, here it is: change your mindset. Question your limits. Cultivate a rational optimism. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Just start. Adapt as you go. And remember, the outside world changes when your inner world changes first. Have you noticed how most people expect motivation to magically appear? Well, the one know that the real secret lies in discipline, that unwavering commitment to yourself, day after day, regardless of your mood or circumstances. Routine isn't a prison, it's a foundation. It's what sustains high performance in any area of life. Think of Apple CEO Tim Cook, who starts his day at 4 a.m., checking his email before even having a cup of coffee. Or Oprah Winfrey, who maintains a daily routine of meditation and reading to nourish your mind. They demonstrate that excellence isn't a one-time act, but the result of small habits accumulated over time, habit stacking. This accumulation process works like this: you start with something small, like drinking a glass of water when you wake up, then add 10 pages of reading and 15 minutes of exercise. Over time, these actions combine to form a chain of mutually reinforcing behaviors. And all of this creates an effective routine that doesn't rely on a passing motivation. The most interesting thing is that this structure protects you from distractions and mental fatigue. When discipline becomes a habit, the brain understands that this routine is its pattern, its normal way of functioning. This frees up your energy to focus on what really matters and maintain consistency, the key that distinguishes those who strive from those who succeed. So, if you still think discipline is boring or too difficult, think again. Start small, pick a habit, stick with it for 21 days, and watch the magic happen. Believe me, this seemingly simple routine is the secret superpower of the richest millionaires. Saying no may seem simple, but for many it's a real challenge. In today's world, we're bombarded with distractions, requests, and opportunities that divert our attention from what truly matters. The secret to the one lies in understanding that focus isn't limited to saying yes to what adds value, but primarily to saying no to most things, an essential skill for maintaining discipline and consistency. Warren Buffett, one of the world's greatest investors, always emphasizes that success depends more on the ability to reject proposals than on rushing to accept everything that comes your way. This is because every no is a filter that protects your time, your energy, and your habits. Learning to say no is, therefore, learning to prioritize wisely so that your focus remains firmly on what will truly drive your growth. This prioritization requires deliberate practice and a clear mindset about your goals. When you know where you want to go, it's much easier to understand what aligns with your purpose and what is just a distraction. Your routine is protected, like a castle, against invaders who want to steal your focus and break the sequence of habits you worked so hard to build. In practice, this means rejecting invitations, interruptions, and even ideas that seem interesting but don't directly contribute to your high performance. The one's irrational optimism isn't a resounding yes to everything, but rather a firm belief in the value of what truly matters, accompanied by the ability to discard what isn't useful. This filter protects your energy so you can invest it in what's worthwhile. So, if you feel like your productivity is low, analyze how many no's you've said lately. The discipline of saying no is what creates space for genuine growth and success. Learning to say no can be the most liberating and powerful habit you can develop. Success is rarely a solitary path. Those who truly belong to the one understand that building a network of strong connections is essential for sustainable growth. It's not just about the quantity, but also the quality of relationships, those based on trust, mutual value, and reciprocity. A strong network is a constant source of learning, opportunities, and support in difficult times. Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." This isn't a cliche, but a fundamental truth for anyone pursuing high performance. If you surround yourself with people who live with discipline, focus, and a growth mindset, you'll inevitably begin to incorporate these habits. On the other hand, toxic environments drain energy and undermine progress. Creating and cultivating these connections requires intention and deliberate practice. It's essential to give before receiving, to be willing to help, and to share knowledge without expecting anything in return. This generosity builds genuine relationships that can open unexpected doors, whether in business, education, or personal life. Another tip is to diversify your network. Don't limit yourself to your usual circle. Seek out groups, mentorships, events, and communities that broaden your perspective and encourage continuous learning. This diversity enriches your repertoire and enhances creativity, opening up space for innovation and strategic alliances. Finally, remember, networking isn't just for easy times. It also thrives in adversity, when support and trust are put to the test. Cultivating these types of relationships is a powerful habit that grows with time, and the discipline of being present and active in the lives of those around you. If the top one knows anything, it's that the secret isn't knowing everything, but being willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. The world changes too quickly for those who insist on outdated methods. A growth mindset translates into a daily routine of seeking knowledge, whether through books, courses, podcasts, or mentoring that nourishes the mind and maintains focus. Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, and Brendan Burchard are excellent examples of this commitment to continuous learning. They don't rest on their laurels. They're always exploring new techniques, updating strategies, and sharing what they've learned. This cycle creates a deliberate practice that drives high performance and maintains discipline, even in the face of challenges. Renowned futurist Alvin Toffler once said, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." This reinforces the importance of maintaining an open mind and a curious spirit, even when routine seems burdensome or results are slow to emerge. Continuous learning is the engine of evolution. To apply this to your daily life, it's essential to create a study and reflection routine, choosing topics that align with your goals. Reading 10 pages a day, listening to an inspiring podcast on your commute, or participating in discussion groups are simple ways to maintain a consistent practice. Small habits that add up and generate powerful change. So, if you want to break away from the average and join the one, start investing in your personal development. Don't wait for expensive courses or formal training. The key is to be curious, disciplined, and constantly learning. Because, after all, those who keep evolving are never left behind. Success isn't about wasted energy or dispersed effort, but about the ability to channel all that potential into a solid structure that directs its power where it truly matters. Imagine your energy like a mighty river. Without a bank to guide its waters, it's lost everywhere. The structure functions like this box, aligning focus, habit, strategy, and reflection. This organization requires discipline to maintain a clear routine, with well-defined habits that protect your time and attention. There's no point in wanting to do something if your schedule is full of distractions. By creating a consistent routine, high performance ceases to be the exception and becomes a norm. The strategy must be designed not only to act, but to be constantly reviewed and adjusted. Steve Jobs said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." That passion is a spark that keeps the energy flowing. But without structure, the energy quickly dissipates. That's why a balance of passion, focus, and discipline is key. Structure is the key to turning your potential into tangible, lasting results. A practical example is breaking your goals down into small daily actions that fit into your routine. This creates a sense of continuous progress and reinforces a growth mindset. It's also important to set aside time for reflection and learning. To adjust course when necessary, never let the structure become too rigid. Ultimately, channeling your potential goals beyond simple effort, it's about working smart, planning, and consistency. This framework is the invisible foundation that supports the success of the one. Without it, even the strongest willpower can get lost along the way. Now that you know the 5 powerful habits of the top one, The question is, what are you doing today to transform your life? Is it time to take control of your routine, cultivate discipline, and create a mindset that prevents you from giving up? The challenge is on and the choice is yours. Think about it. If you don't start now, when will you? Success doesn't wait. It's built day by day, by taking care of your habits, focusing on your goals, and practicing consistently every morning. What habits will you start developing today to achieve your dreams? And remember, you are not alone in this. Creating a support network, continually learning, and knowing how to say no to what doesn't serve you are tools that will strengthen you on this journey. Every decision matters, and every step brings you closer to your best version. Now, I want to invite you to put all of this into practice. Share in the comments what habit you'll start today, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more content that will help you achieve the success you deserve. It's time. Shall we go together?